some of the most productive and interesting stuff you do at the piano happens when you're sat down just playing around, experimenting. Okay, that's why I always say, you know, when I cover a new technique in one of my videos, or you know, talk about some particular idea or piece of theory, I say, go away, take it, experiment with it, kind of make it your own, find out what it can do for yourself, because that's really important. You know, that's really at the core of the learning process, and it's something I still do. Okay, so I will sit down at the piano and just idly mess around, and almost kind of make it a serious part of my practice. Yeah, sometimes when I'm practicing, or most of the time when I'm practicing, you know, I try to be quite disciplined and focused. I have a structure, I play my scales, I play whatever pieces I'm working on, and so on and so forth. But it's also cool to set aside time just to experiment and play around. And it's when you do that that you come across cool little things like this, which I'm going to show you today, which is an illustration of how you can do really interesting stuff using the most basic of material on the piano. Okay, it's a simple improvisation just based on two chords, A minor and F. Okay, I'll just play it through a few times, you can get an idea. Okay, really simple, but quite sort of satisfying to play. Let's look at what I'm doing there. In the left hand, all I'm playing is that chord and that chord. They're not even chords, they're just intervals. It's the first and the fifth of the chord of A minor and the first and fifth of the chord of F. Yeah, if you wanted, you could play it as big old shell chords like that. Yeah, so A with a minor seventh, F with a major seventh. I've avoided doing that though because I'm often using that note in the improvisation, so playing it as the open fifth works better, I think. Some people don't like open fifths. I think they're great. Okay, so you know, again, play what suits you. In the right hand, essentially what I'm doing is just really most of the time riffing over that shape. So it's the basic shape of an A minor 7 chord, and I'm just playing around with it, putting in little crush notes, little arpeggios. Not paying a great deal of attention about what's going on in the left, so I'm coming up with interesting sounds like this. Okay, now normally when you are playing an F chord, a G is a reasonably sort of exotic note to play. You know, it's the ninth note. But when you're improvising like that, you don't have to think, oh, I'll play an F9 next. It just kind of happens. Okay, and it's a really cool sound in that kind of context. The other thing I'm doing a little bit is running around. Little bit of a riff there. You've seen that riff before, I've played it loads of times, yeah, but there's no particular scale being used there. It's a little bit of pentatonic, it's a little bit of blues scale. I'm sticking fairly closely to those notes though. Okay, so the basic A minor 7 notes, okay, and those crush notes there. There's a little bit of E flat, that blue note there creeping in. So you hit an F there and it didn't really work, yeah. Especially with the A minor. When you hit the F, it would do, but it would really give it a kind of strong F character, which isn't quite what you want here. Okay, the reason these two chords are interesting, if you extend them out to their kind of full, their full power, as it were, A minor 7 and F major 7 are chords that have a lot of stuff in common. Okay, 3 whole notes. Each one uses A, C, and E in it somewhere. And if you play that little improvisation and drop the F in, it takes it, I think, too far away from the A minor sound. Yeah, you get too much of a major sound creeping in. So I would tend to avoid that and just stick to, very roughly, the A minor pentatonic notes. I'm talking about minor pentatonics not long ago, plus one or two of the interesting bluesy notes. Yeah, just once I slipped in a B flat there, which was a bit naughty, but you know, it's just that's just a riff that I'm really used to playing. Okay, so all that was kind of apropos of nothing really. It's just to point out that when you play around, even really simple ideas, you can derive something from. So when I developed that, God knows how many years ago, all I started by doing was sitting down at the piano one day. You know, I'd probably come in from school or something. That's how long ago it was, and played an Am7 chord, and my left hand just did that. And oh look, that's where I am. What happens if I do that? What happens if I do that? Yeah. So it happens just by just by playing around. So the point of the video is to say, yeah, have a go at that little exercise. Just 2 chords, you can do an awful lot of interesting stuff. But also, when you're learning the stuff that I'm covering in my videos, and which you could well be looking at in other people's videos, absorb it. Don't just learn it off by heart and use it as is. Yeah, use it as the basis for experimentation, for improvisation, for kind of discovering. Yeah, doing this kind of stuff on the piano is all about a kind of voyage of discovery. So sit down, play around, experiment, and develop your own ideas, and that's how the really valuable stuff will come out. Okay. As I always say, if you're really struggling with the basics, you might be interested in my book, How to Really Play the Piano. I won't go into all of it now. $14.95 for the print edition, $9.95 for the digital edition, instant download, that's all in UK pounds. I'll include a link in the video so you can check it out if you're interested. Any questions about any of that, come back to me. Might not be able to get back to you straight away, but I'm always happy to chip in and help. If you're new to the channel, by the way, go right ahead and subscribe. It's always great to pick up new subscribers. Okay, there we go. I'll see you again soon.